All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with Unit 1 Personal Finance Review. Let's start with Part 1. So we're going to either choose money or credit. Of course, as we learn in here, money, we're talking about debit, and debit is your own money. Credit is, of course, bank's money. So let's go ahead and start. Debit card is, of course, M, money. Currency cash is also M, money. And bank loan, of course, again, the keyword is bank. Loan means bank is giving you money. So that will be credit. Coins is your own money. Credit card, of course, that will be credit. And check is from checking account, which would, of course, be form of money. Let's go ahead and start part two. We're going to match the term to definition. When we're talking about income, we're talking about money that you get from work, right? Of course, for you guys, that income might look like chores and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and put D. And when it comes to saving, saving is when you're putting the money left over after buying what is needed or putting straight income into an account so that the money grows over time. That would be saving is F. Of course, there's different form of saving. Savings account is one. Of course, for you guys, a lot of you guys have piggy bank. That'll be one. All right, spending. Spending is when you're trading money in exchange for goods and services. That is when you're, for example, you're going to a store, you're buying some Takis, you give $5, and in exchange, you're getting Takis. That is called spending. All right, budget. Budget is when you are setting a plan for saving and spending income. Of course, we learned that budget is important because it is needed for emergency, and you know we're going to talk about it in the next part. Okay, we won't go too far. Investing. Investing is when, for example, we talked about penny stock in class. We looked at some S&P companies. We looked at Apple, Google. That's when we're putting money into a corporation, hoping in return they're giving us money back by make them making profit. Of course, the letter for that would be C. I'm blind. All right, credit. Credit is, of course, bank's money when you're buying something now and paying for it later. That would be E. And of course, it is very important when you're loaning money, for example, bank loan or credit card. If you do not pay the full amount each month, you would have to pay an interest. Now, next part, let's go ahead and start. What is the difference between debit card and a credit card? Very simple way to understand this is debit card is your own money, the money that you got from job, money that you got from chores. It's your own money. You put it in your checking account, and when you put it in a checking account, you're able to use that money, and that is called the debit card. When it comes to credit card, you're loaning money from the bank, and you're going to pay for it later. Of course, if you don't pay the full amount, you have to pay interest. Now, number two, what is it important? Why is it important to have a budget? Of course, to start with, budget is a plan for saving and spending income, and that is important because you need money for emergency. And if you do not have a budget or a budget plan, you might spend unnecessary amount and not have enough money for emergency. And of course, budget plan is also important for future buy as well. You might need to buy something, buy a house, buy a car. You're saying you might be saving up right now for shoes, but if you don't set a budget plan, you're not going to know exactly how much can I spend and how much do I have to save for me to order to get the item that I want. So it is very important for you to have a budget plan. Number three, what could happen if you do not use credit wisely? Of course, we talked about the relationship between credit and interest rate. People with good credit will have lower interest rate, and people with bad credit would have higher interest rate. If you do not use credit wisely, you can go into debt. And we even saw some simulation where they went on an infinite debt. Somebody paid $100, but that was not even close to the actual balance amount, and the interest added $80. So they kept paying $100, but the bank added $80. You're paying $100, bank adding $80. So you're not going anywhere. So it is important that you spend credit wisely, and you're using credit wisely, making sure that you check your credit score and making sure that you're only spending money that you have. And of course, like I said, I stressed, do not mess your credit up. When you start getting that credit card, once you have a job and you have an income, make sure that you are not messing up your credit again. Credit is very important. This review was easy. That's it. Have a great day. Again, watch this video twice and the test is going to be easy.